Hey guys, this is 803 Garage, and today we're going to do our driver's side brakes, the big ones. Yeah. All right, time to get the truck started. The remote's not working. That means we need to turn on the power. And how do we turn the power on? Using our nifty, cool shut-off valves. Now there's two batteries in a diesel truck. So we're going to go over and turn on the other one. There we go. Next, open up the truck. Is it open? Yeah, it's already open. And let's turn her on. But first, it's standard. So we got to check the shifter. So keys in, make sure the shifter can move. Okay. Now we have to press the clutch. Turn her over. Front driver's side, because this rotation is specific for the cross-drilled slotted rotors. These are also vented. And we have our pads. So these are the bigger ones, so I'm assuming they're the front because you do well 70-30, 60-40 depending on the braking. Most of the braking is down the front. That's why you see when you brake, the front end dips down. Anyways, time to get this wheel off. You see the nasty behind it. This is what happens when you don't grab the impact sockets. If you look at that closely, you'll see that the adapter has twisted inside the socket. Anyways, that's twisted, and that's gonna snap off at any second. So we're gonna be lifting the truck up by the axle with the bottle jack. It's gonna fit underneath there. It's a slim bottle jack, so I'll probably have to lift this up a little bit. I should put something underneath it, but I'm not going to because my driver's already messed up. My axle stands have this plate welded to the bottom, and so far that's helped out quite a bit, minus that hole right there. That's because I left it out. Anyways, let's get the truck jacked up. In the video just now, you would have seen the passenger side tire has a tire chuck. There's at least one more tire chuck behind the rear passenger side tire, making sure the vehicle is safe and secure. And it's kind of funny, I look like I got a chicken wing flying there. Anyways, the truck is being lifted up by the bottle jack, and then I have an axle stand to secure all that. So now we're just going to take the wheel off and get to it. Look at that nasty. Woo-wee. And also, you can see that that's going in the ground. So putting this tire back, that's going to be tough. Also, that's an earthworm. We're going to get him out of there. So when I put the tire back, I don't almost kill him. This guy too. Any other creepy crawly guys? There's one up there. Oh, he's going into the asphalt. Can I get to him? I don't want him to get crushed when I put the tire back. Come on. I'm trying to save your life. Alright, you can stay. These guys can go back into the garden. Typically I take care of my stuff, minus a few things. I don't have to replace the front wheel speed sensor. That'll be this guy here. I zip tied it in place and stuff, but it didn't end up taking. I tried to tape it too. Anyways, that was a bad idea. It didn't work. So we're gonna attack the head bolts here. Where are they? There it is, right there. I'm gonna take those off first, because if I can take those off, I can leave the caliper as in place. There should be two of them, a top and a lower one. Then the caliper should just come off. I still have to disassemble this one. I want to be very ginger with this. And then I am going to attempt to clean these up and repurpose them. Might get another truck. The rotors, they don't look so bad. These were brand new for my certification when I first put the truck on the road. And I know they look bad, but this can be cleaned up just by cutting them down with the lathe. So that's not such a bad deal. Anyways, let's get to it. Time lapse. I attempted to try to get to the hanger bolts, and I immediately realized, oh, we need to turn the truck right to get to the hanger bolts on the driver's side. Now, being unbeknownst to me, I was actually fighting the chock for the tire. That's why it was a little back and forth there. I won, but I stressed out the steering system. So, anyways, moving on. And just like that, I was able to remove both the caliper with the hanger and the rotor. So let's take a look at the rotor. Wow, look at that thing. You can see right where the pad was because it was kind of rust welded to it, as I like to say. Pads are still plenty thick, so I could probably reuse a lot of that stuff. That's the rust on the inside, from the inside of the rotor. Yikes, holy. And then that's all around the center, so I got to clean all that stuff up. The universal joints don't look too bad. If you take a look at them, there's no movement in them. I did just replace them before I parked the truck. And then I'm looking at the sensor here, looking for breaks in the wire. I know there's some issues with the sensors on the truck for speed sensors and whatnot, because they don't react the way they should, and there's a bunch of error codes and stuff. So now let's take a look at the old rotor compared to the new rotor and see what the differences are. Like obviously cross-drilled and slotted, and both are vented. So we have approximately, you see here, almost 2.5. That the new one is about 2.5 inches, and the old one is about 2 inches. So you have an extra half inch all the way around. It's cross-drilled and slotted. Give you that extra braking goodness. These rotors are awesome. So good. Also, the new rotors are upgraded with a zinc coating, whereas the old rotors, I don't believe they ever had that. So, like I was saying, got to clean everything up, make sure all the loose rust is off of the hub, and then I just like to Loctite everything. So I put the rotor on there, and then I use a little trick of putting the lug nut on there so it keeps the rotor safe and secure in place. Now I just have to find where the caliper and pads and everything are. And here we go. So that's the old caliper compared to the new caliper. And that's awesome. So we have a couple pieces in there, some rubber thing, no idea what the heck that's for, probably something important. We've got the sliders and the crush washers right there, so that's awesome. And let's take a look at this rotor caliper compared to caliper. I'm having a hard time trying to get the plastic off here. And lay that nice and easy down there. Try not to scratch the brand new red caliper, which is awesome. And you can tell right away that it's very similar in size. Obviously the red one's just slightly bigger, but it looks pretty daggone good. Now we're back to installing the caliper. We have to break it apart. So you have the two caliper bolts, and then you have the hanger bolts, the two hanger bolts. So we're going to reuse the hanger bolts from the previous installation of the previous hardware, which I believe is the original to the truck. Now I installed the top one and the bottom one. Don't think it really matters which way. I was just playing around here, as you can see, and tighten everything up, and after that you put the sliders in. Now I looked up the torque specs, which are right here, and that's the ones that I found online for this truck, but you never know. They could be wrong because it is online. Now, using torque wrench, setting them for that, I believe the hanger bolts are 250, the brake line bolt is 24. I could be wrong there. And again, the caliper bolts are again 24. Now, I'm going to be rechecking all of this to make sure everything is good. And I'll be doing that when I go to bleed the brakes. I'm not bleeding them today. I want to replace some of the brake lines that I know are going. I also have some steering lines that are gone. Like this truck's been sitting for 4 to 6 years. There's a lot that needs to be gone through. So I figured the best way to start off with would be with the brakes, because a lot of people, when they get a big powerful truck or a big powerful car, they soup up the engine, do the exhaust system, all that kind of stuff, and they forget about you got a faster car, now you need to stop faster. So I like to do the opposite. I like to get good tires. I do need good tires, and I like to have the best stopping ability whatsoever. So that looks good. I know, boys, this truck is way too old, way too nasty to be dealing with that. Ugh, I wanted to kind of spin the tire a little bit. That was the idea. Ugh, that's why I didn't. Just kind of give you guys a good look. There we go. Anyways, that's one side done. Other side to be done this week. I'll upload those videos as I go. Be a couple multiple part series, but that looks good. I'm happy with that. Now I'll let it down. Oh, I don't know if I can get that out now, because that's up all the way, but that's sunk down. What do I got here? This could be interesting. Well, I'm gonna leave that where it is. It's not gonna do much. That's already sunk. So we're just gonna let that down. As you can see, I'm gonna turn the light on. As you can see, she is in there. So for me to get the axle out, and I'll do this later, I'll have to first let this down. Just like that. Let that come down. Then I put a board or some metal underneath that like I should have done in the beginning, and then lift it all back up again. I still gotta bleed these guys, so no worries about that. We're gonna bleed them all at once, and I need to replace the brake lines too, so that's the other reason why I'm not worried about it. Lots of new parts gonna be tossed at this truck in the next coming weeks. Alrighty, I got her free, so we can just flip her over. You see that giant hole she left? That's kind of normal. So yeah. Anyways, always put something underneath your jacks, guys. So we're just gonna squeeze this down, spin this down. There we go. Now squeeze that down so it's back in its resting position. Ideally, you want to wipe that off so you don't mess any seals up. Over time, the dirt will eat away at the seals, and you will have a very leaky jack. Nobody wants that. So I'm going to clean up my tools here, guys. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to watch that part of it. We will be replacing that tool. We knew we were going to break it. That's just the way it is. So any and all parts I can save out of these kits here, I'm going to. This will be cleaned up, and then I'll put it away cleaned up. Try to save all the components. Like these brake pads are still good, and I did it right, because that's where the squeaky part is. I put that on the same side, just kind of comparing to what these were done years and years ago. These are still massive brakes. Did I need to replace them to trust it? I didn't really want to trust it. I just wanted all new brakes, because as powerful and big as my truck is, it's always nice to know that your brake components aren't going to break. And that's the thing that people forget. When you soup up your vehicle, brakes are usually the last thing, because who wants brakes? Who needs brakes? Those who need to stop. So I got the Edge computer here. These are used batteries that I found online. They're still working years later. I'm going to turn off the juice. Got to mount those lights still. Got to properly do a few things, lining the body panels and stuff. I got fenders for this thing, a bunch of other parts and things. I should, what do you call it? Throw a charger on this. I think I'll do that too. I'll leave it open for now. Put a charger on for a couple hours. But that's it, guys. Plenty more videos coming. I wish I could do more tonight, but you know, it's getting kind of late. Neighbors don't want to hear all night. So that's it. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like what I do here, share it. I'm tired, as you can tell. Have any comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Any questions, concerns, you know the deal. Yeah, Be safe, guys. Take care. And if you're doing anything sketchy, strange, wild, you know, name it after me. Peace.